So 8.1, sum and the difference of functions. Some combined functions are formed by adding or subtracting two or more functions. We want to today do the superposition principle. What is the superposition principle? The sum of the two or more function can be found by adding the y coordinate for the same x coordinate. So I want to do an example with you. Example, hx is going to be fx plus gx. Fx is going to be x power 2 and gx is x. I want to find fx is equal to x2 and a gx is x, right? So let's just first graph these two functions. So f of x is x2, so I want to graph it. So for 0, just gonna put some points here, x and y. If I put -2, the y is gonna be 4. -1 is 1. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. So this is for x power 2. One, 2, 3, 4, and here is -1 is going to be 1, -2 is going to be what? 4. I'm just going to connect these points. Also for gx is equal to x, I want to just do some points, right? I can do -2 is -2, -1 is -1, 1 is 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 is 2. I'm gonna do these points. So -2 is -2, -1 is -1, 0 is 0, 1, 1, and 2 is gonna be 2, right? There. I'm gonna connect these points. For the line. So this is gonna be my f of x, and this is gonna be my g of x. Now I wanna add these two functions graphically. How do I do that? See, for the x is 1. The y for both of these two functions is 1. If I add up this, the y of them, 1 plus 1 gonna be 2. That's gonna be the point. When the x is 2, I'm adding their y's. The y here is 2 and the y here is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So I am here. For this point that for the x equal to 0, both have 0, so therefore it's gonna be 0, right? 0 plus 0. Also here for 1, my fx is 1 and gx gonna be what? -1. If you add these two y, you get 0, 1 plus -1. So for same x, I'm adding the y's. So here it's 4 and -2, it become 2, so it's there. If I do some bunch of points, I'll get something like that. Okay, if I want to add them algebraically, everyone know what to do. It's just f of x plus g of x is equal to x power 2 plus x. We have two zeros, right? So it's going to be x plus 1. I know my 0 going to be at x equal to 0 and x equal to -1. X of the vertex gonna be the midpoint between them, right? 0 plus -1 divided by 2 is gonna be -1 over 2. And the y of the vertex, I just sub that in the equation. Y of the vertex is gonna be 1 over 2, -1 over 2. 1 over 2 plus 1, which is gonna be what? -1 over 4. So as I see in the picture, the x of my vertex is -1 over 2 and the y of the vertex is going to be -1 over 4. Anyway, if I give you a graph and ask you to find the addition of these two graphs, you have to do point by point. For the same x, you're adding the y of the two graphs. So for same x, I'm adding the y of the two graphs to get to this. Okay, the superposition principle can be applied to the difference of two functions. The example is here. F of x is 4x plus 2 and the g of x is 2x minus 1. I want to find the difference. So for f of x, I do bunch of the point. It's going to be 4x plus 2. I want to graph that. X and y. For x is 0, maybe I just start with -1. For x -1, the y is 2, 0 is 2, and 1 is 6. 3 point is enough, I think. And the gx is 2x minus 1. -1 I put there is -3, 0 is -1, 1 is 1. So I'm just first do f of x. -1, 2, gonna be there. 0, 2. -1 gonna be -2, my bad. So -1 gonna be -2, so it's here. And 0 gonna be 2 there. And 1 gonna be 6. Approximately here. So I'm just connecting the points together. Make sure this is 6, this is 2. Now for the other one, -1, -3. 1, 2, 3 there. 0, -1. And 1, 1. I'm gonna connect this point, right? So using the superposition principle, when the x is 1, the y of the, so this is going to be my gx and this is going to be my f of x. The y of the gx is 1, the y of the fx is 6. If I want to subtract that, right? F of x minus g of x. So y of the f of x minus the y of the g of x, right? So 6 minus 1 is 5. So the point is there. For this one is 2, and for the x0, the y of the f is 2 and the y of the g is -1. If you want to add, you want to subtract it. So it's going to be 2 minus -1, which is 3. That would be the point. And for -1, the y here is negative for the f of x. The y is -3 for the y for the g of x. For the f of x is going to be -2. For the g of x is going to be -3. So -2 minus -3 is going to be what? 2. So my point is going to be there. As you see, this is going to be f of x minus g of the x. Okay, for the homework, I want you to do the sum and difference of the function worksheet that they attached.